Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Hell, your Twitter's down. What else are you going to do? Right? What else are you going to do? Even Pewter Report got taken out this morning, but Scott Reynolds is going to join us at 10:30 anyway, so there you go. I'm like, hey, you got nothing to write. I mean, nobody's going to see it. Cyber attack is on, folks. Please get your solar generators out and behave accordingly. The end is near. The end is near. What's up, Timmy? How are you this morning?
Man, I'm dealing with all of this outage. Chat GPT is down. X
oh my God. Chat GPT is down?
Well, when I'm trying to set up the show in the morning, that it doesn't help. So yeah, my X is still down. I guess yours is up. I still can't see anything.
I've been blessed that X is returned.
It's disconnected.
Lucky me.
From our StreamYard, so I'm trying to reconnect everything so we go out on X today.
Yes. Let me
so
check and see if we're out on X today.
We're not because everything's. I'm getting notifications. Everything's disconnected. I'm trying to reconnect everything here. So
my Twitter is actually up.
Yeah, mine's not.
But it's not. Yeah. All right. So we'll do a show anyway. People can catch it later if they can't catch it live. It's all good. So here we go. Lots to talk about. Todd Bowles met with the media yesterday. It was interesting. For those of you who are still looking for concrete answers and holding players accountable, that you'll get that when we get an edge rusher, which means never. It means to say never. So don't worry. But I think there's some interesting thoughts from yesterday's press conference. We'll get into that. As I mentioned, Scott Reynolds will join us. And Timmy, it is going to be, hold on, like buckle up, put the shoulder strap on. I think you might need a 10-point harness for this one because coaching carousel, musical chairs in college football has commenced. And this is going to be a wild one. It's the e-ticket ride for all you old people that used to go to Disney in the 70s. And yeah, it's going to be wild. And the first domino has fallen. James Franklin going to Virginia Tech, who clearly you're supporting this morning with your maroon short.
Or am I supporting the Aggies?
Who?
And their big win.
By the way, how the hell? What the hell was that?
How awesome was that?
You spot them 30 and like, okay. Let's just wake up and go kick their ass. I just saw the highlights of that. You're gonna have to explain to me what. Did you see
the video of Shane Beamer walking off the field at halftime?
No.
Shane Beamer was caught on camera walking off the field as he's walking to the tunnel. Right. Shooting the bird at Kyle Field.
No.
And all of this and just. All of this with his hands, and then just shooting birds everywhere, running off the field,
really like bumping, shooting birds to everybody.
Yeah, and then he comes out at halftime, and they get shut out.
But the real story is your uncle, the cop. Tell us about your uncle, the cop that accosted the South Carolina players in the tunnel. What the F was that?
Yeah, everybody's seen that video by now, I'm sure.
What the F was that?
As he runs off the field, and he's kind of injured, right? He's holding his hamstring, and then he's got his teammates, and they're running back from the tunnel to the field, and the Texas State trooper who's assigned to that tunnel, because every stadium's got security and cops.
Right. Get out of my tunnel.
As he's walking, and he throws a shoulder at the South Carolina player. Like it wasn't incidental contact.
Mm-mm.
Like that cop should have gotten flagged 15 yards.
Yeah. Oh, he got flagged all right. He got
sent home, and he ain't going back.
Well, I hope they don't.
He won't get fired. He won't get fired, but he's not ever going to work a game again.
Yeah, that's a suspension. Yeah. That's. Well, he got a little caught up in the game. What was the score at that time?
That was right before halftime. That made it. That score made it 30-3.
Yeah. See. Yeah. That's it's so great. That's not a good look, bro. Not a good look at the Kyle Field. But anyway, so
it was a great game though, man. Great.
Oh
game.
my God. Did you go? Did you end up going?
No, I didn't go, but I watched the entirety of it on TV. And I you know, and I had people texting me, my Aggies friends texting me. They're just like, well, we knew we had to have this game. They're still the Aggies, blah, blah, blah. And it was funny because, man, I never lost hope in that game. Because when I'm cheering for a team that goes down, this is just my sports mindset, JP, whether it's the NFL or whoever, maybe not the Cowboys. When a team goes down like 27 points by halftime, my sports brain tells me, I'm like, well, that team scored that many points in one half. Why can't my team score that many points in the next?
We're better than them, so we'll just flip the script.
Yeah, and, you know, South Carolina's terrible. And they weren't going to – and Lenore Sellers was having a great first half. He hasn't put together a complete game all season. I blame the coaches for that, by the way, for him. Poor guy. But, dude, it didn't take long. When they scored that first touchdown, the Aggies in the second half, man, I knew. I'm texting my buddies, you better turn the game back on because it's about to happen. And they went 4 for 4 in their first 4 possessions of the second half and scored touchdowns easily. And then they almost tried to give the game back.
Did they do any adjustments or just play better?
Elko doesn't make adjustments. You know what? I read an article from somebody about so-called halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
Every single coach interviewed for this article, NFL, college, and otherwise, said, yeah, there's no such thing as halftime. We've never done that before. We've never made adjustments happen.
The adjustments happen during the game.
During the game, right?
There are first quarter adjondjustments. There are second quarter adjustments.
You don't change scheme and stuff in the middle of a game.
You can't. You got the pros. You got 12 minutes. You know, what are you going to? Okay, we're going to go 3-4 now.
Yeah, you might run more man coverage than you do zone or something like that, but you're not. Yeah,
the Patriots are famously did that through their run. That's one of the things Belichick always talked about is I could flip my entire defense in the middle of the game, and my guys would know how to execute it.
Yeah,
and that just comes from great preparation. And Belichick also when signing players and drafting players, they always emphasize getting really, really smart football players who are versatile and could handle, abrupt changes in game plans during the game. And not a lot of players can do that. And not a lot of teams can do that. So, but that's, that it is what it is, but that is as remarkable a turnaround as I think I've ever seen in a game. And come back from 30 down, 28 points
27.
down.
It was 30-3 at the half. And since 2004, teams in the SEC down 27 points at any point of the game were 0-286.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you would think. No. Well, that's, saved what could be a national championship season. I mean, that's the moment. And every national championship season has one of those games. Maybe not to that level, but where you're on the ropes and you got to find it and come back and play. It's a nice transition to the Buccaneers and what's happening with them right now. Yeah. And it's about resiliency and it's about confidence, and that's something that this Bucs team does not lack, and that's a good thing. Because clearly this is a downtime, but they've been here before. This is the midseason swoon. We've seen it many, many times, and they've come out of it. And there's no guarantees that will happen this year. And yes, we've talked about the schedule easing up for a long, long time. I by no means am saying these are automatic wins. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to win this division, and it's not like you have a gauntlet in front of you. You've gone through most of that gauntlet, and now the schedule eases up. That is a fact. That is by record. But by no means does it mean you're going to beat the Panthers twice, because you could have lost to them twice last year. There's no means you're going to beat the Falcons again. You lost to them twice last year. You got to play the Saints again. The Cardinal. I mean, there are no gimmies in the NFL. None. Well, maybe the Raiders after watching last night. Maybe that might be a gimme.
Raiders,
that might be a gimme.
Poor Ashton Genty, man.
Golly, yeah. What idiot would have bet on him to go over on his rushing last night?
Good God.
Killed my parlay. I'm like, the defense for the Dallas is awful. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. They traded for Quinnen Williams.
And he paid immediate dividends.
Oh my God. He was a game wrecker last night.
Dude, that lineup now of Quinnen Williams, Osa Odigizua, and Kenny Clark on that defensive line, those three guys.
That looks pretty good, bro.
On the inside. Holy crap.
I mean, I'm not here to talk about the Cowboys, but that was an eye-opener last night. And like, you know what? Logan Wilson didn't look half bad.
No, looked good in coverage.
Yeah, I said, you know, everybody's telling me, oh, he got benched by the Bengals. Well, what the fuck do the Bengals know about anything on defense?
Especially on defense, yeah.
Probably a badge of honor. You're playing too well. Get the hell out of here.
They let a rookie start for him, too.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that guy looked pretty good last night. Of course, it's against the Raiders. But they do have Brock Bowers. They have two of the best tight ends in the freaking game. The Raiders do have that. So, yeah, you know, I'm like, wow, maybe we could have used that. You know, and I was looking back at some of the other deadline deals that have been done around the league this year and years past, and I'm like, yeah, you know, there's opportunities here, and the Bucs just chose to ignore it. And a day after, one game after the trade deadline, and you see a dreadful defensive performance like that, and you go, well, and then you see the Cowboys go out there and do what they did with the guys that they brought in. I mean, that was a completely different defense last night. Completely different defense. And I know it's a Raiders. I get it.
Yeah.
But they got some players.
It's also the Cowboys. So, I mean.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, you know, we want to bang on Jerry a lot, but, you know, adding a Quinnen Williams to that front line totally changes the outlook of your defense. Completely changes the outlook of your defense. Because I don't know if you can run on the Cowboys now. I don't know if you can. I mean, that is impressive. That is
and that'll make the secondary better by default too if you're getting pressure on the quarterback. So
exactly. Which again brings us to the Buccaneers. So yesterday, Todd Bowles was asked a few questions, and you know, guys, it is what it is. The answers are what they are, and I'm not ripping on Todd Bowles. It's like it's getting to the point where, you know, good God, can we please stop these halftime interviews with coaches?
I hate that.
Pre-game, halftime. And it's the same stupid ass question. No offense to the people that are asking the questions, but can any of you actually ask a question about a coaching decision? It's always the same shit. What do you got to do in the next half? What are you going to, like, they're going to give you the game plan.
What did you like from your team in the first half?
I mean, can you not say,
we're winning?
Hey, on 4th and 2, you went for it there. What was the thinking? Or, you know, you sat your
wanted to make a first down.
You sat your two starting receivers in the first. You know, what was that all about? Like, ask something that only the coach could tell you. And then not about strategy, because he's not. Tell him to evaluate something. Hey, what's going on with your protection up front? Their 5-man pressures are getting home. Make an analysis of the game. Actually show like you're watching the game and not playing solitaire on the sideline while the game is going on. And ask an intelligent question that involves a coaching decision. Is that too much to ask, or has that been banned? Have the coaches said, "Don't ask me about my coaching decisions. If you're going to do an interview, that's off limits." Then stop doing the interviews. They're ridiculous. They're patently ridiculous. I almost like that. There's some sideline reporters who talk to each coach and then come back and encapsulate what they said. That's a little bit better. You're probably going to get better answers anyway when they're not staring into a camera. So anyway, I digress. But so Bowles said regarding a couple of things. The 4th and 2 that I should get the exact quote here from Todd, since we don't have the sound for you. You are
listening to live coverage of JP.
JP scrolling through. Yes. Okay, so here's it was on the minus 39-yard line. From a schematic standpoint, we talked about it. 1 yard or less was positive, meaning we would go. 2 yards was more or less figuring to punt. We figured we had enough time to get the ball back. Okay. I think there were 7-something minutes left. Yeah, there was about 7:32 left. We thought we could get a good punt and hold them down there. Obviously, it didn't work out, but that was the thought process. Okay, a couple of things. So from 4th and 1 to 4th and 2 changes the entire calculus. When you're running at 6 yards a clip, Sean Tucker's running at 6 yards a clip. And to me, 3rd and 2 or 4th and 2, it's a two-way go. It's almost easier than 4th and 1. 4th and 1, you know you're going to run the football. Right? You're definitely going to run the football. They're going to put 8 in the box, and then it's just mano-a-mano to see what happens. 4th and 2, it's like, okay, we got to play the run and the pass. We can't stack. So spread them out. You know, that's what I would do. I'd spread them out because that bunch formation and tight, it rarely works. But spread them out, get a light box, hand it to Tucker, let him find a seam, or even Rashad White. Rashad's really good at short yardage. But you have that threat. And here's the ultimate calculus. So you've gone from allowing the Texans to score, right? And getting the ball last and having Baker come down and win the game. You did that earlier in the year, famously, fantastically. Now we're back to, okay, I'm going to depend on my defense that hasn't stopped Buffalo at all in the second half, at all. I'm going to rely on that defense. I'm down one score. I'm down 37-32, and I'm going to kick it and allow that offense the ball. And not only that, but we're going to, on the first play from scrimmage, we're going to gift them 20 yards. I mean, when you go back and look at that fourth quarter, it is mind-boggling how bad the Buccaneers defense was and how stupid these game management decisions were. Stupid is a strong word. I apologize. Unfortunate.
Irresponsible.
Wrong. I mean, for the life of me, I can't understand that mentality. I mean, yeah, you got to get a stop. You got to get a stop anyway. But 4th and 2 is not that big a deal. I mean, you should be able to get that 75% of the time. And please, with the analytics, I mean, I am so, well, first of all, any coach who's using analytics and going almost exclusively by what it says, why are we paying you? Why? And I'm not saying that Bowles does, but it's like through baseball, it's almost like it's an excuse to not think, which is where we are in this world. We're taking all thinking away from everybody. AI is going to do it for you. You can just turn your fucking brain off for the rest of your life. Don't worry about it. That's what, believe me, that's exactly what they want you to do. Just turn it off. Just comply. No. And if you're a coach, if you're, of all people, a baseball manager or a football coach, analytics are a tool. It is not your master. And if you think you can just point to analytics and say, well, that's what the analytics said, it's not my fault. No, you're fired. If I had a coach that ever said that to me as an owner, I'd be like, no, that's what I'm paying you for.
Yeah.
The analytics is not factoring in the wind, not factoring in the fact that you can't stop the other team's offense, that your defense is completely on its heels. Your offense is the best part of your team, especially today. If you're going to win the game, you're going to have to win it on offense. Certainly not. Like, I don't understand any coach that can reasonably say in that moment that you thought you were going to get a defensive stop. Come on, Todd. What are we doing? And I don't want to come on here and say, oh, we got to fire. I don't want to go fire Bowles. No, that's not what we're doing here. But come on, man, you got to be better than that. And the challenge on the Tez catch is like, what are you looking at? Who's telling you that's challengeable? Not challenging the Otten spot, not challenging the Baker spot. Like, this was his worst managed game of the year by far. Not to mention the absolute shit show that was his defense. You know, nobody's rooting for Todd harder than me. I love the guy, but that just is not good enough. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say 6-4 is bad given the injuries that this team has. It's not. They've done a really, really good job given the situation that they're in. And Bowles should get some credit for that. But And I don't want to overreact to losing at Buffalo, where that team is 25-2 the last 3 or 4 years. They don't lose there.
Well,
you were in the game and you had a chance to win the game.
And you had it playing against a quarterback who's the reigning MVP, who may be the MVP again this year, who played out of his mind, even by his standards. So,
yeah. I mean, it's happened 3 times in the history of the effing league. 6 touchdowns.
He's done it twice.
And he's done it twice. The other dude was maybe the greatest quarterback ever, I'm told. Otto Graham. Timmy can fill us in.
Oh, Otto Graham was greatness, man, up in Cleveland.
Yeah. But my Lord, that is some of the silliest stuff I've ever heard. And the special teams, look, the guy you hired wasn't good when you hired him. What are we doing with that? The special teams has cost you 2 games. And midseason firings are never, they rarely work, but my Lord, this guy's giving you no option. You got to do something different. This is awful. And yesterday he said, when talking about the special team struggles, he said yesterday was just the kickoff team. There were no new players involved in that. You got to be able to tackle, want to tackle, and give maximum effort to tackle. The effort was there. Well, you just mentioned you got to give maximum effort to tackle. Why are you saying that and then saying the effort was there? Said we didn't make the plays. You've got to make the plays when you're not a starter on this team and you're here because of special teams. You've got to play better than that. We're better off kicking out of bounds or in the end zone, and that's what we did yesterday, or wanted to do than what we did yesterday. And then it was asked on whether the team tried to catch touchbacks. He said, yeah, we tried that. It didn't work out either. Against that win, maybe you couldn't kick it out of the end zone. That's all I'm guessing. But that was the entire game, and you flipped the field. You went both ways, and you never hit it in the end zone. So that's weird. There's a lot of questions that you get answered, and you're like, what? Like, what? But here's the good news. This team is primed and ready to make a move. And I'm not saying they're going to win all these games. But as we detailed yesterday, Atlanta, the Panthers have a much tougher schedule than the Bucs do down the road. And I'm much more confident that they're going to do as they've done this year and just be a very sporadic team. Although Bryce Young threw for 488 yards the other day against the Falcons. Broke the Carolina record. Broke Cam Newton's record. I never thought I'd see that from Bryce Young. I said he was never going to amount to anything. He's just too small.
He still hasn't.
Yeah, but Canales just found, breaking the record, in a tight game like that, that's something. That's something. And I watched the highlights of that game, and he played really well. And he's accurate, and he's throwing the ball downfield. Looks good. It's been very effective, but it's hard for him to stay healthy. I still don't think he has a long-term I don't think he's going to be a long-term dominant quarterback in this league, but he's having a good run right now. And Canales has got him playing some quality football.
I think that's your key for him right there is Dave Canales.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the optimist bully is doing what he does. And he's having a nice run. And we got 2 games against that team. And, boy, they're going to be ready. And will the, protege out coach the mentor? Boy, that's going to be quite the matchup when that happens. So, and that's 2 of the last 3 games of the season are going to come down this. So this is going to come down to 2 of the last 3 games of the season. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But a lot of this stuff that we're talking about right now, and listen, I don't expect them to go into LA and win that football game. I think it's going to be ugly. And the cries are going to be even worse at 6-5. But we've been here before. We were here in the Super Bowl year at 7-5, and Brady and Bruce turned that whole thing around, and they went on a run and won a Super Bowl. And we've been here the last 2 years, and they've made runs. There's no guarantee they're going to do it, but to say that they can't is even more foolhardy. And a lot of you were saying that. We're done. We're toast. We can't. Y'all said that last year. Many of us did. And they came back and proved us wrong. So there's lots of season left. And yes, guys are coming back. It's no guarantee they're going to win games, but this, to give up on this team, I think is silly.
Well, if look at the season as a whole, And we were preaching this when they were winning games they probably shouldn't have won early in the season. That this is eventually going to, or it could eventually catch up to them because of the injuries. They were playing like crazy through these injuries and winning games. And at some point, it's going to even out. And that time is happening now. Baker Mayfield's not playing like he was early in the season. He's not getting the protection that he got early in the season. Even with your makeshift offensive line, it's affecting his play. Injuries to Baker have affected Baker's play.
Yep.
And
he was much better this week. No question.
He big time step up for him.
Yeah.
And that's what at this point of the season, for every team, it's a matter of survival. You got to survive right now because every team is banged up.
Yeah.
Everyone's positioning for your division to set yourself up for a potential division win for the playoffs. And unfortunately for the Bucs, they've got a crazy part of the schedule right now. And survival is the key word for them too, especially right now.
Right.
So let's not just get so down on the team and gloom and doom because of the record. They've lost, 4 in a row now?
3 of their last 4.
3 of their last 4. So,
3.
Let's the good foot forward. Let's try to get some guys healthy. Let's get Bucky back. Let's get Godwin back if that ever happens. Let's get Mike healthy for maybe a postseason run if possible. And
I think Kancey's going to come back. I do think Kancey's going to come back. He's hanging around the locker room. So we'll there's and trust me, folks, if they were to go in there and beat the Rams, and I doubt they will, but they can. It happens every week, folks. Happens every week. Yeah. But that's a good football team, but you never know.
By the way, but how about Matt Stafford having a career year at age 38?
Yeah.
After we heard rumors in the offseason that his career might be over because of his back injury. He's just come back and forgotten all about that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty damn good, and he's had his way with this Buccaneers defense, and Sean McVay has had his way with Todd Bowles. So we'll preview that as we go through, but we're still, kind of licking the wounds here and kind of figure out what's going on. I'm going to get to all your comments here in the second hour, because coming up next, Scott Reynolds is going to join us from the Pewter Report. We'll get his thoughts on what happened on Sunday and what has to happen moving forward for this football team. We are brought to you by the great folks at the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They're local, they are trusted, and they get results. Scott G's big Gator fan, brings you the Gator Report each and every week, and will also vigorously represent you if you are involved in an accident. Has done some incredible work in class action lawsuits. When it comes to these big lawsuits, they come to the Jeeves Law Group to get them done. They're small enough to make you a priority, big enough to take on all the big insurance companies. JeevesLawGroup.com. Offices Tampa, St. Pete, non-attorney spokesman. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Great deals going on right now at Genesis of Tampa. If you have not test driven these cars, folks, you got to get on over there. First of all, meet the staff, hang out, really cool place to hang out, and take those cars for a spin. And then you'll see the deals that are on the table right now. It's getting close to the end of the year, so they are selling cars. No payments till 2026 on new cars at Genesis of Tampa. Great value, great technology, great folks in the community. Keep it local, genesisoftampa.com. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877 $77.99 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. It's time for that insurance checkup, folks. The end of the year is always a great time to just bring in all those insurance bills that you have to Italiano. You don't have to bring them in, but just give them a call and tell them what you're spending, what you got, and they will say, okay, great. We will shop it around and find out if we can save you some money with some other companies, some better coverage, et cetera, et cetera. It's always good to get that checkup. It doesn't take very long. They'll make sure that you're paying the least amount, and also you're fully insured. That's another part of it, folks. So maybe they may actually advise you need to pay a little bit more here because you are not covered, and that's an important thing as well. So 40% of the people do not have the right amount of coverage on their home. So Italiano Insurance can take care of that as well. 813-877-7799. All right, let's welcome in the face that runs the place at Pewter Report, and that is the great Scott Reynolds. Are you guys back up? Are you back up on the interweb?
We are back up.
Cyber attack, huh?
Yeah, Cloudflare went down today and got Elon Musk.
Is that what that is, Cloudflare?
Yeah, it's like the server, The Amazon web server went down a couple weeks ago, and now it's Cloudflare's turn. So, but
sounds like a probing incident to me.
The deep state did not win. We are back up. So there we go.
Those North Koreans, look out! They hate the Bucs.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine if we had to for even a month go back to not having any internet? If we had no internet,
I'd be okay with that. I was one of those kids that played outside. So
could you just for a second?
Yeah.
Let's just imagine for a second that happened.
Gen Xers would be fine. It's Gen Z and the whatever. What's after Gen Z? What are the little kids called?
Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha. Yeah,
they're Gen Alpha. Yeah,
they're screwed. I don't have my pad.
See what this is called a book.
Yeah, exactly. Read. I know.
And have you been in the library?
I don't have time to read because I'm always on the internet doing my job and all of that.
I know.
And
I say that every month. I want to read
reeling. I'm part of that crowd too. But I have a ton of books over here that I'm waiting for the internet to go down, so I can just say, "Oh, cool! I get to read. I'll go outside. I'm on my pool and get some vitamin D, and then I'll go play outside."
Imagine how healthy we could be. Wow. And it's a choice we make every day. It's crazy.
Yep.
But anyway, that's not why we brought you on here for life advice, but it's actually welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
What I need to know is a lot of those questions you asked yesterday were really, really good questions. of Todd Bowles.
Well, I didn't ask any, if I'm being honest. I wasn't there. But the questions that were asked, I agree. They were good. Yes.
Yes, by Greg and Rick and everybody that was there did a great job. The answers, not that I was, expecting someone to be called out, because that'll never happen. But I was, especially on the 4th and 2, I'm still searching for, this is a guy that actually let the Texans score so they could put his offense back on the field to win the game, and it worked. In fact, it worked a few times early in the season. Yeah. Now at 4th and 2, we're going to lean on a defense that hasn't stopped a nosebleed in about 2.5 quarters. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this kind of reminded me of the Texans game, not this year's Texans game, but the Texans game a couple years ago, where they just couldn't get a stop, and it was almost similar to, and I almost think like the Seahawks game back in Week 5, that was kind of a boomerang, right? It's almost like, oh, great, the defense made a stop and then delivered the ball to the offense to kick a field goal. They win 38-35 when the defense couldn't stop Sam Darnold at all in the second half until they did. Yeah. But it was almost like it's almost like fool's gold, right? It told Todd Bowles, oh, so you're telling me there's a chance, I don't know. Todd's got to read the room. He's got to understand, and this is the problem, whether you are an offensive coordinator who's a head coach, in other words, play calling head coach, or the defensive play caller who's the head coach. Your natural bias is you believe in your unit. You believe in yourself and your unit that, haven't done it all day, but gosh darn it, this is going to be the time. We're going to make the stand right now when there's zero evidence to suggest that that's happening. And I just don't think Todd reads the room. It's tough because you have to look in the mirror and you have to say, no, my side of the ball is not getting the job done today. We're going to go for it, right? And that's a hard pill to swallow. But in this case, it's the right pill to swallow, because I think what Todd was thinking is well, my defense will get a stop, right? And when you say stop, is it forcing a punt? The Bills punted what, like once during the game? Twice. Okay, so they punted twice, and your defense did come away with 2 takeaways. But the thing is even if you allow just a field goal, then you're still down 8 points, right? And you're going to have to get a stop either way. Right. So why not just try to go for it? And then if you don't get it, okay, maybe you're at your 40-yard line, you have 1 yard, and now you have to defend a short field. And guess what? You're going to ultimately have to do what you were going to do regardless, which is hold them to a field goal. And then it's an 8-point game. You go down, you get the game tying touchdown, supposedly, with the 2-point conversion, which you're not very good at. So I don't know. I honestly have more of a problem. And again, this is part of reading the room. It's analytics say go for 2 in that situation. I don't like that. I like to go for 2 when I have to go for 2. Yeah. Otherwise, you're chasing those missed extra points.
Plus, you're not good at it. You're not good at it.
And that's what I was going to say.
You don't have any big receivers for the red zone. You've been bad at red zone all year. You don't have any big receivers. You don't have a tight end touchdown. Right. I mean, and you look at the plays that they're calling in 2-point. There's no rub routes. There's no it's not. There's nothing there. No,
there's not. And again, it's like Jacob Parrish picks off Josh Allen like around the 10-yard line, and I think they got to like around the 3, and they had to kick the field goal. Right. Yeah. So their low red zone offense is not good. Go back to the Saints game. They had 9 tries, point blank range at the 1-yard line. They finally got a touchdown on the 9th try out of 2 possessions, right? And so, again, read the room. The evidence suggests, like, you're not good at the 2-point conversions, right? Yeah. So why would you want to try it? And then you're 0 for 2 in that game. And then you're thinking, all right, well, if we punt the ball back to them and we hold them to a field goal, then we can go down and drive for the touchdown. Oh, wait, but we still need a 2-point conversion just to tie it. Mm-hmm. I would rather just say you're down, what were they down, 5 at the time? Yeah. And, like, try to get the touchdown to win the game, right? Try to continue the drive. I mean,
especially when that has been the winning formula in every close game, is that the offense wins the game. Yes. This was a complete departure, and I would love to know. Exactly, we'll never get the answer. What did the game manager say? I cannot believe that the game manager said punt there. I don't. Yeah,
I know.
There's no way.
And we're not going to know the answer.
And if he did,
Todd won't complain about that.
And if he did, then
then we'll never know for sure because Todd won't. Todd won't complain.
What do you think the game manager said? Go or punt?
I don't know. I've never met Zach Beislein. I don't know.
Yeah.
But to me, again, analytics are fine in a sterile environment, right? When it's just numbers and distance and all this type of stuff. But what analytics doesn't really account for is things like wind, things like momentum,
scheme.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like in-game things that are transpiring, to where it doesn't account for that. So it's like you can sit there and say, what analytics say, go for it here, right? And then you can say, well, but like, we can't run the ball today, or our quarterback is hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those types
line
of
is not getting push. Whatever it is.
Right.
And that's to me, as I said it earlier in the show, it's an excuse for coaches to lean on so they don't take the blame.
Yeah, for sure.
And and that's, you're totally abdicating your job at that point.
Yeah. It takes a smart coach to sometimes say, analytics be damned. I'm going to go with my eyes and my gut and what I'm seeing today. And like, for example, you've got two guards that are, and again, listen, they had their way with the Bills, right? I'm just using a hypothetical here. Let's say they're going up against an incredible, defensive line. And again, maybe this is
Eagles defensive line.
Yeah, something like that, right? Where they've been owned all day. Let's say they're averaging 2 yards a carry, right? And it's 4th and 3, and analytics say go for it. Or actually analytics might say punt. And Todd's like, well, we need to go for it here. Like, again, read the room. Like, do you think you're going to get it? Those types of things where I think that if the coaches use their gut and make the right call, sometimes that's better than analytics. But again, I don't know if Todd doesn't listen sometimes to Zach Beislein, or if he does. That's one thing we don't know.
Scott Reynolds joining us here. Your thoughts on Sean Tucker? I was looking at his touches.
Start him.
31 total touches since Bucky went down.
Yeah.
31 rushes in 5 games coming into this game. 31.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear.
Been more.
It's clear as day.
Been more.
Yeah, this guy, and I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know the first game they tried to get him involved, and it wasn't great.
Right.
But they gave him three carries, I think. This guy is without question one of the better running backs. And I hear all this about pass protection and all. At some point, it comes to who's the better runner.
Sure.
Like, who can get you 6 yards a carry?
Yeah.
Sean Tucker.
Right. Yeah.
And at this point, it's not even debatable.
Yeah. I remember when, back in my day, and when I was growing up in Kansas City, it was first down and Christian Okoye's in the game.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't going to pass protect. He was going to run the ball. and Marty Schottenheimer was just like, go ahead and try to stop him. Like sometimes it's not that hard. Sometimes, like, if you can do something really, really well, you do it, even if the other team knows it's coming. And so my whole thing is here's what I would do. I would start Sean Tucker, and I would tell him, Sean, you're the starting running back this week. You're going to come out of the tunnel and all of this, and we're going to have Rashad as the third down back. And when you need a spell, we're going to rotate him in. But I would tell him that, because sometimes, when you are a backup player, and go back to that Seattle game, for example, he didn't have a good Seattle game, right? Bucky's first game out, they go up to Seattle, and Rashad, had a day. He had 2 touchdowns. It wasn't great because they didn't run the ball that well. They were effective enough. But it's like, if I'm Sean Tucker and I'm averaging like 4 or 5 touches a game, I'm probably going to try to do too much. I'm going to be so concerned about, well, I've got to make a big play here so I can get more carries, so I can earn my way to more carries. And sometimes when you try to do too much, there's 4 yards right there, right?
Take it.
And take it, but you're trying to make the big play. You're trying to get the 12-yard run that isn't there, and as a result, you got stopped for no gain rather than getting the 4 that were there because you picked the wrong hole. And you can go back. There's been a couple times where Sean has done that. But Sean's the kind of guy that it's a numbers game. If you give him 3 carries, he might not break one. But if you give him 6, I think one of those is going to pop for a 10-plus run.
I agree.
And then all of a sudden the average gets better. He gets into a rhythm, and then you give him 5 more. And now out of, 11 carries, you have 2 runs that you feel really good about, including maybe one explosive, right? That's 15 yards or more.
That's a touchdown.
So, that's a touchdown. Exactly. So he's the kind of guy that I think you need to invest 10 carries in and say, we're going to give him at least 10 carries. And then within those first 10 carries, when he breaks off one of those explosives, then you erase 10 on your little sheet and you go to 15.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And you do that. But
make the defense adjust.
Yeah, but psychologically speaking, if you go to Sean and say, Sean, we're riding you this week, man. You earned it last week. The confidence and the lift that could give this kid who's kind of been biding his time as RB3.
Yeah.
It is huge. And I think it can pay some dividends, JP, in the fact that he can go out there relaxed and just play football and not knowing that, man, I got 3 yards on 3 carries in this drive, and I'm probably not going to see, the ball the rest of the day. Right. And
by the way, that's it, where he is in his career, where his contract's coming up. Every yard is big money to this guy.
It is.
He is highly motivated.
He's a restricted free agent, so he will essentially be a free agent. This year, the Bucs will have the right to give him a tender, but he's an undrafted free agent, so they're going to have to tender him at a pretty high price. So they're going to lose him because I think that he has shown he is a starting caliber back in the NFL. Now, is he 1,000-yard back? I don't know. But you look around the league, not every team has 1,000-yard back. The Bucs won't have 1,000-yard back this year. They just won't. Yeah. But he is a guy that I think a team or two out there would welcome as the opportunity to be the starter.
Well, he's going to have 2 games in 2 years where he got the major share of the carries, and he's probably he's probably going to be the NFC Offensive Player of the Week both times. I mean,
he's not going to be this week because they lost, but I mean, he should be. I mean, he put up those numbers. If the Bucs would have won, he would have been that guy for sure, right?
Yeah, I don't know who got it, but I don't.
It'll come out tomorrow. I think.
I don't know if they scored 3 touchdowns, 140 yards from scrimmage. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, broad question: what the hell's wrong with the defense at this point?
Let me ask you a question. Out of the front 6, right? Because they're a nickel, right? So we have the back 5 and the front 6. Out of the front 6, who scares you?
Vita Vea. That's it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to account for him. I mean, he's going to push the pocket.
6 tackles in 4 games. That Vita Vea?
As you know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. He did not put his imprint on this game.
I love Vita.
He usually does.
I love Vita, but
I know you do.
But the thing is like you're getting paid $17.75 million. You can't disappear for a 4-game stretch. And I don't want to hear about the PFF grades. He's doing his job. He's filling his gap. No. When you're making that much money, you need to be a difference maker.
You need a few splash plays.
You need to make splash plays for that kind of money. Okay. Because guess what? Elijah Roberts is doing his job too.
Yeah, I saw Quinnen Williams take over the game last night.
Exactly. And when you're getting paid that much money and you're Vita Vea, a 2-time Pro Bowler, it's time to take over games. And we have not seen that. Haven't seen it in the last 4 games. Okay. So he did not show up on the stat sheet. And trust me, I'm a big believer in not box score scouting, right? You can be a game wrecker. And
at some point you got to run into a tackle.
Yeah, and you can cause havoc when other guys are getting multiple sacks and stuff. You can look and say, yeah, Vita Vea was the disruptor that forced the quarterback and all these guys. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So Yaya Diaby has been the team's leading sacker since the 49ers game. And guess what? He hasn't had a sack since. He's stalled out at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, Levante David, I love Levante. He's a legend. I'm not besmirching the career of Levante David. The 35-year-old Levante David this year is not that guy. He's nowhere close. Servasi Dennis, he's
awful.
Mason Foster, he's better than KJ Britt, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anthony Nelson or Hassan Reddick, neither one of those guys are the answer at the other side. They miss Kalijah Cansey. How much? I don't know, because he's been hurt most of his Bucs career.
Yeah.
But my point is this. There's nobody on that front 6 that is a game wrecker, a difference maker, that is somebody who is a consistent threat to the quarterback. They don't have that guy. And it's not for lack of effort. They have spent the 1st-round draft picks, the 2nd-round draft picks. They have brought in the high-priced free agent and Hassan Reddick. It just hasn't worked, right? It's not for a lack of effort or lack of trying. And I know some people are losing their mind because, the Bucs did nothing at the trade deadline. Okay, well, who should they have gotten that was out there and available, right? Myles Garrett, you want to pay 3 first-round draft picks for a 30-year-old edge rusher who maybe has 2 years left?
Yeah.
It's a huge price to pay.
No, I'm not paying the big prices, but the Jalen Phillips,
Right.
who else went?
Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips was probably the only edge guy that went, right?
Yeah.
And where did he go? He went to Vic Fangio's scheme, a scheme that he played in Miami when Fangio was defensive coordinator. So it was a seamless transition, right? You walk in, you already know the plays, and you're playing on a star-studded Eagles defensive line, mind you. You're not the lone ranger there. You're essentially an ensemble piece because they have the defensive tackles, they've got the linebackers, they've got another edge rusher on the other side. So you know what I'm saying? He could go in and wreak havoc in that scheme that he already knows with a concert of really good defensive playmakers. The Bucs front six doesn't really have that. If Jalen Phillips would have come here, I don't know that you could expect the same results.
Well, it'd be better than what we got because nobody scares you on this side. And what really concerned me, Scott, especially on the quarterback powers, he didn't get touched. Like I'm like, nobody touched him until he got to the goal line. Like nobody. I'm 9 yards out. You run a quarterback power. Nobody touches you. Let me look at this. There's not a single guy getting off a block.
Nope.
And when guys aren't getting off blocks and they're just plastered to, you know what that tells me? That's a lack of effort. That's a lack of want to. And I haven't seen that a lot from this Bucs defense. But when I see everybody get so easily blocked, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of Devin White going on right there. And nobody can get off a block. Nobody can knock anybody back. No, like,
I've said
what are we
before.
doing?
No, you're right. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The two common denominators in the two Super Bowl teams here in Tampa Bay have been, number one, health. The healthiest Buccaneer teams of all time, 2002 and 2020. Like, bar none. You have to have a healthy, full ensemble of all your weapons on offense, defense. Number two, this team had alphas on defense in the front seven. You had Sapp and Rice, and you had Derek Brooks. You had three guys in your front seven in 2002, right? And that allowed for the Dwight Smith's interceptions and the Dexter Jackson and all that because they were causing so much havoc up front. And then in 2020, I mean, you could make a case Shaq Barrett should have been the MVP, right, at that game because he wrecked so much havoc. And Vita Vea, and Ndamukong Suh, and Jason Pierre-Paul, and a 29-year-old Lavonte Davis still in his prime.
Those are some bad men. Those are some bad men. Woo!
I mean, and that's the thing. There's no edge in this group. There's no edgy prick.
Yeah.
In that group like there was with JPP and Suh, where
Suh, oh my God, Suh was
hear about it.
Yeah.
And the same with Sapp. Sapp ruled that team with an iron fist, and thank God he did, because he held people accountable. You know, he didn't tolerate the BS. And right now, a lot of good guys, a lot of team guys, and you know, team chemistry is great when you're winning, but then when you're not, who's the guy that's holding everybody accountable? I'll tell you. Who the edgiest guy is on this Bucs defense, without question, is the best player, Tyke Smith.
Yeah.
But he's a second-year player.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had conversations with Tyke about this. You know, he doesn't have the C on the chest. He is speaking up more. Mm-hmm. But you still need that in the trenches. That's where the game is won and lost, whether it's offense or defense. You need that player in the trenches. And that's a big reason why Jason got rid of Gerald McCoy. Gerald wasn't that guy. And he swapped in Ndamukong Suh. Gerald was starting to break down physically, starting to get hurt a lot. You know, he ended his career with the whimper because he got hurt every place he went. Dallas, Vegas, etc. And Suh never missed a game except for a suspension.
Right.
He was incredibly healthy at defensive tackle, but he was a prick. He brought that enforcer's edge to this team in concert with JPP, who would get on everybody on the sidelines or in the locker room or whatever, you know, and not in a bad way, but just like JPP was a throwback. JPP could have played with Hardy Nickerson and Warren Sapp, you know, and I remember talking to JPP about this when he was on the team, and he said, yeah, man, I was on a team, you know, O.C. Umenyiora, Justin Tuck, you know, old school players that played with Michael Strahan, who kind of did it the right way back then. You know, that kind of got passed down to JPP, but there's nobody with that type of personality in this front seven. And trust me, it's like, you know, it's a fine line And Jeff is right. It's a fine line.
Jeff B says team doesn't want to draft assholes. You need at least one.
And it's a fine line because you don't want to bring in a Chris Baker, right? Who was a turd.
Not that kind of asshole.
Not that kind of asshole. You want to bring in a positive asshole, a guy who's going to, that Hardy Nickerson,
Baker,
Warren Sapp, JP,
Baker's that kind of prick, right? That's what
he
Jason
is on
said.
He's
But in an inspiring kind of way, a held accountable kind of way.
Yeah, they're hard to find in this day and age with the NIL and the 5-star virus and stuff, because this game at the high school level now has become for the love of money, not for the love of football.
Yeah,
Baker played edge in Carolina on the practice team. Why can't he play edge here?
He did.
What the hell are we doing?
He did.
Get creative.
Well, it might bring a little bit more determination. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I think we're having fun now. We send with some friends of mine. We send each other clips of. We shouldn't say it, but we have a name for him. He's called Velcro. Do you know who I'm talking about? Who would you call Velcro among the fronts? Our pass.
Oh, the guy that sticks to blocks.
Yeah.
43. Logan Hall.
43.
Oh,
40.
Chris Braswell. Yeah.
I've never seen a guy run into a tackle and he runs into the offensive tackle. He doesn't move right or left.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to get around anybody.
Well,
he just goes.
Here's one thing too, right?
And sticks to.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. Let's
go watch the tape and have a laugh, folks.
Put one thing
a beer
to rest. Yaya Diaby was not on coverage on Tyrell Shavers. Right?
No,
I mean, there are still people out there that think that was man coverage, and it was not.
No. Well, he covered him in the flat, and that was his job, and he did a nice job of that. But he's not supposed to run down the field with him.
And then he had the high football IQ and the wherewithal to actually try to.
Benjamin Morrison has to just sit in his quarter and look up and watch the quarterback and say, "Oh, here comes somebody into my zone.
Yes.
Perhaps I should run over there instead of running away from him."
Yeah,
perhaps. I don't know.
And here's the thing: like, I don't understand why you would rush 3 defensive tackles, Logan Hall, Vita Vea. No, they had spies, but I'm just saying Logan Hall, Vita Vea, and Elijah Roberts, 3 defensive tackles at Josh Allen, and then drop 8. Okay, that was what the coverage was: drop 8 and rush 3. And I swear to God, Josh Allen probably, if he wanted to, could have eluded all 3 of those defensive tackles for 10 to 12 seconds if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
It would have been a game like of tag, right? Like if you were playing tag, you have bad knees, bad back?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, even with your bad knees, bad back. If you were to play tag with a bunch of 5-year-olds, okay, you have 3 5-year-olds trying to tag you, you could elude them.
Yes.
Okay. Because
hopefully
they're 5.
for quite some time, yes.
Because they're 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could last 10,
their change
12,
of direction
15
sucks.
Exactly.
And their anticipation is terrible.
Yeah, they'll run into each other. They'll cry. They'll sit there and cry. You know, all that. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was like trying to.
You're too high. You're too high. Get down.
Yeah. Vita Vea and Logan Hall trying to tag Josh Allen. It's like
it's silly. It's silly. Yeah, I mean, is it scheme? Is it talent? Is it all of that? Is it low football IQ?
It's all of that. But here, it's. I'm not saying this is fatal. I don't want people to think that I'm like dooming the Bucs here. I think the Bucs are still going to finish with 11 wins. I really do. They're going to lose to the Rams on Sunday night. Just accept it now. Yeah. And walk into this game saying they're going to lose to the Rams. It's going to make your Sunday night much more enjoyable. And you know what? If they end up winning, it's even better. Okay, it's even better. But then the thing is, then you have the must-win games, which are the winnable games. You should, and you must beat the Cardinals. You must beat the Saints. Kirk Cousins now against Todd Bowles on Thursday Night Football. I don't know, man. You should win that game, but Kirk Cousins is the kryptonite here. But my point is you can still pretty much go down the stretch, and you might sweep the Panthers. You might split with the Panthers. But if you beat the Dolphins, I'm just saying it's like that's it. It's still there for the taking. And then you hope that Mike comes back and you get some of these guys back, Hassan Reddick and all of this, and Bucky, and then maybe you get like a little bit of momentum at the end of the season. You roll into the playoffs. It's a home game. You know, who knows?
We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
We're not throwing in the towel, but there are some structural problems with this team right now that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
And and you got to lean on your offense to win games. It's as simple as that.
And the thing too is this, like, Jason has done a good job of getting high character guys in here. And what I mean by that is guys that don't cause problems in the locker room, that don't disrupt team chemistry, right? Because that is important.
Right.
And they don't show up on the police blotter either, right? Like someone who gets suspended by the commissioner is not going to help you. Okay. Right. So when we say assholes, we're not looking for bad dudes, right? We're looking for players that play nasty and then have an edge, but are good teammates, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are hard to find. They do not grow on trees. And there are fewer of them now. And I know this because I talk to personnel people inside Tampa Bay and then outside on other teams. Those kind of guys are like unicorns now. Where it used to be, there were a handful of those guys in every draft.
The hungry guys. Yeah.
But the hunger is gone now because these players are getting paid and the NIL money and stuff, and they're out for them. Yep. And they don't love the game. They don't love their teammates as much. And
there's nothing. They're just playing for money. They're not playing for cause or the love of the game.
Yeah. And the guys that are playing for that type of stuff, those are more the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And those are good. Yeah. I mean, John Lynch was a Boy Scout. Derek Brooks was a Boy Scout. Ronde Barber was a Boy Scout.
Buka.
But Mike,
and
Chris,
and those guys are great players.
Legends. Yeah, Mike Allstott, they're all Boy Scouts. I'm not knocking that, but you need that.
You need a little Carol City every now and then.
You do. You do.
Right?
You do. Yeah.
I need a little Apopka.
Yeah.
If you've been around in some of these places in Florida, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
All right, Scotty, what's going on at Pewter Report? If your website stays on the internet,
thankfully we've defeated the deep state, and the
so Google
servers
and Facebook
are up.
Never went down, did they? No, they never did.
Yeah, not this time.
Shocking development.
PewterReport.com. We're having our Pewter Report roundtable up in a few moments here, and I've got a Pewter Pulse video on the way on Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel, and a Bucs Bright Side later today as well. So. I like to do those on Tuesday to give everybody a day to come back to reality. Because Monday, no one wants to hear any bright side stuff.
In this game, there was a lot of good stuff in this game.
Sean Tucker, the run game, Hey, we got Shake and Bake back on offense. Baker Mayfield running around, looking spry. Yeah. So check out Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel. We have podcasts tomorrow and Thursday at 4:00 live. Our Bucs versus Rams preview will be tomorrow. And then you can also follow us on social media as long as it's up, X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report.
And everyone submit your 2-point plays to Pewter Report and the JP Peterson Show. Yes. And we'll hand them over to Gazard on Thursday.
Will do. You got it. Thanks, man.
Because he needs some help. All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, get to all these great comments that are coming in. Really appreciate you guys jumping in here. It's a rarity now to find some of those badasses, but they're out there, but they cost a lot of money. We are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source, folks. The holidays are here. Yes, they are. Christmas is everywhere, in case you haven't noticed. And it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Humbug.
But you can go to the Gold and Diamond Source. It's all decorated right now, and it looks fantastic. And they've got all the great sales going on, a great selection, great folks. It'll get you in the holiday mood. I can tell you that right now. So check it out at goldanddiamond.com. That's the website. But just go on in there. It's kind of fun shopping there. People are really, really nice. They'll get you a drink, and you can look at all the beautiful stuff they have in there. Bring in some of your old gold jewelry and stuff, and then you can trade it in and get some cool stuff. They have a great men's area there. And if you're looking for an engagement ring, there's no better place than the Gold and Diamond Source, folks. You're going to get what you pay for. You have the Diamond Savings Account. You can always bring it back and get what you paid when you upgrade. So it'll be your lifelong family jeweler if you go in there and tell them JP sent you, and you'll have a great time. Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Omerton Road, always online at goldanddiamond.com. Back in 3 with your comments, kids. It's the holiday season, so come visit the wonderland of jewelry at the Gold and Diamond Source with over 25 times the inventory and selection of the average jewelry store. Guys, get your shopping done early, and if you have no idea of the trends and styles that your lady wants, that's cool. The incredible staff led by Julie and Steve Weintraub and family will offer up some great ideas with no pressure. They offer everything for the first-time jewelry buyer to the most exquisite selection of museum quality pieces. Enjoy a comfortable, relaxed atmosphere and experienced staff, geologists, jewelers, and designers for all your jewelry needs. From the luxurious jewelry boxes to their VIP customer care, there's many reasons to make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond. Keep it local this holiday season. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or just come by their showroom at 3800 Overton Road and always online at goldendiamond.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Don'tGoUncovered.com. It's that time to get you that new insurance, folks, for the upcoming year. It's the enrollment period. Don'tGoUncovered.com is the website. There's some good information there on what you'll need. The phone number's there as well. So just go there, peruse it. If you're looking for health insurance or yours is too expensive, they may have some options for you that are less expensive. So don't try and navigate that whole that website by yourself. Just go to don'tgouncovered.com. Let them do it for you, and you'll have great success. I've used them for 5 years. They've saved me thousands of dollars on health insurance. So they can do the same for you. Don'tgouncovered.com. And yeah, definitely don'tgouncovered.com if you can get insurance. All right, Tim, you want to get to some of these great commenters here that we have today?
Let's do it.
All right. Go back to the top, even though at times we get so many of you are in here that we get a lot. So I'm looking forward to this. More right runner said, hard to put all of the blame on Todd. The guys on defense have to go make plays too. Yeah, and again, it's easy to to attack the coach when things are going poorly. But as I said, got to get off blocks. In fact, every defense that he calls will work. Now, look, he's getting out coached at times. When you see teams win the matchup, like when you see a running back on Anthony Nelson or Yaya out in the flat and he's getting beat, they know that's coming. They know that coverage is coming, and that's why they're getting that favorable matchup. I don't know why Todd continues to run zone defense. We suck at it. We're really, really bad at it. And I don't know what the percentages are, and I know he's played more man, but it seems every time they go to zone, they get eaten up in the middle. Good morning to you, Nathan Elliott. Good morning to all of our Petermans out there. Mike H says the Raiders need a lifeline. Get rid of that geriatric coach they have. Did you see the cutaway last night on the pregame? I had the volume down, but I was just looking. I look up and I see Jerry Jones talking to Mark Davis.
Mark Davis, yeah.
And they're two faces. I don't know what those guys are doing, like Botox or whatever.
Jerry's doing all of
$1 billion things you guys do, but you look like freaks. You look like freaks.
Well, I mean, I don't know how old Mark Davis is, but I mean, Jerry's 84. And Jerry had bad plastic surgery in his early 50s, late 40s.
Yeah.
Like if you look at pictures of Jerry Jones from 1991 or 89 when he bought the team, dude, you realize he was 42 years old when he bought the team. So still a young man, but like 5 years, 7 years later or so, he went out and had his face done and just stretched that thing beyond recognition. And it did not age well. And I'm sure he's touched it up. I'm sure he's touched it up, but man, it is just
Mark Davis, though. What is has anybody said stop going to Great Clips? I think
you just did Great Clips a disservice because they would do better than whatever
they would do better than that. Yeah. I love
it at home with a Flowbee.
Yeah. What the hell is that? And then, the kids come up and it's like, man, wow. That's all.
Surely someone has said something. Even his hot girlfriend, right? I should have said something to him like, sweetheart, can you just get a regular haircut just once? I want to see what you would look like normal.
James.
What his girlfriend sounds like in my brain.
Put a wig on. Do something. James says, I heard Franklin negotiated his buyout down to $9 million when he took the Virginia Tech job. I don't believe, but that's what I heard. Maybe Knowles after season will ask him to seek another job and then negotiate. That's a great precedent right there. I'll just say that.
Well, that was in his contract though with Penn State.
He had mitigation in his contract, so whatever he was going to get paid. But I know we've had some coaches I believe with Charlie Strong came here. The USF was paying him like $1 million, and he was still getting paid by Texas.
Right.
So there wasn't, obviously much mitigation there. So listen, if Mike Norvell, this buyout of his, there's mitigation language there as well. So wherever he goes, which is one of the reasons a lot of people say, well, why not just fire him so he can get into this coaching cycle and get another job? Because I think he'll get another job, but I don't. Do you think he'll get another P4 job?
No.
What P4 program is hiring Mike Norvell? Nobody, right?
I mean, a Big 12 team?
Maybe.
You think? I don't
know. I wouldn't.
I don't know what Big 12 team would fire a coach right now. But.
I had a couple conversations yesterday regarding the FSU job. And first and foremost, there's another interesting story that's going on at FSU. So Tony White, the defensive coordinator, rumored to be up for the UCLA job. And a lot of Knowles believe that he already accepted the job because since that said interview, he's not had a very good defense. There was been a lot mailing it in. And so he puts out a tweet, a shot of him and his family on the field at Doak Campbell Stadium saying last go round at Doak before the last game at Virginia Tech, not last go round this year, but last go round at Doak.
Period.
You can't overlook that. I mean, obviously, as a coach, if you just put that, people are going to go, oh, so you're leaving. And you're telling everybody. So that lights, people on fire at FSU. Like, what the hell's going on with Tony White? And then I hear people at the game witness this, credible sources. He walks out of the locker room at the beginning of halftime, or shortly after the marching Chiefs come on, as it was described to me, walks out by himself, goes to the far end of the bench and sits by himself during halftime. Then when the team comes out, he goes to the far end zone and stands by himself and doesn't join the sideline until basically the huddle on the sideline until the defense goes on the field in the second half. Like, what the F's going on there? And nobody knows if Mike has been fired or not, or if they're looking for a new coach. My sense is, and the people that I've talked to, that they are, and that they do have the money to pay the buyout, but they're certainly trying to maneuver to get a buyout or a negotiation down. I don't think money is the problem. I think it's a consideration with Mike, but I don't think it's a disqualifier. I do think, and I know Booger put something out yesterday that if Franklin takes the Virginia Tech job, that means Mike is safe. I don't know if that's some inside information that he has or not. I mean, obviously he's very plugged in, but so am I. And from what I'm hearing is he's not safe. I'm not saying that he's fired, but he's not safe. Now, NC State just got absolutely waxed by Miami, 41-7. They've had some good wins, NC State, but they're beat up, and obviously that's a letdown. Now, Florida State goes there this Friday night. Once again, the ACC scheduling FSU on a Friday night on the road. Shocking development. So NC State always plays tough, but you should not lose that game. How many times have we said that? So this is a referendum. If he loses the game, I don't see any way you can keep him. If he wins NC State and wins at Florida, will he still be fired? I think he should be.
Yes. I
think he should be. I'm not looking at the end, a Florida team that has nothing to play for, an awful NC State team. I mean, what are we doing? And that's going to erase 6 years of mediocrity, and at times worse than that.
A strong finish to this season is not going to wipe out that body of work in the previous 6 years.
No,
it's not going to happen.
No way. Nor should it.
No.
What you look at is 6 years is plenty of time to establish a culture. Has not done that. What's the culture? It's a mercenary transfer portal. Hopefully we get it right. Don't develop players. Can't find a quarterback. Not good at recruiting. Can't keep blue chip recruits. That's your legacy. That's what Mike Norvell's legacy is at this point. And you're going to sign up for more of that? I don't get it. I mean, I don't care who the next guy is, but it can't be this guy. It can't be this guy. And as far as I'm concerned, the Gus Malzahn thing ain't working. Certainly. And Tony White, whatever the F is going on there, I liked him as the hire. I think he's got bright coach, and I think he's pretty damn good. But clearly, I don't know what the hell's going on there. It seems he's moving on. And listen, if he is, that tells you he's certainly not secure that his job is going to be there, because Mike's going to get fired. So I think, Booger and a lot of others think that Mike's safe. And I think it may depend on whoever Alford wants, if he's able to get him. And I don't know who that is. I don't think it's Lane Kiffin. In fact, I know it's not Lane Kiffin, by the way, who's putting out some cryptic stuff on his social media today.
See, I finally saw
that out.
I did not read that anywhere near the way you did.
What? I didn't actually get to read the whole thing. So, well, how did you?
No, I mean, just the fact that he's tweeting that. Like, I don't see that as a hidden message or anything cryptic. I think he's honestly just putting that message out there about the book. Like, I don't think that's anything like decision-making possibilities or anything like that. I think he's just enjoying the book and he's sharing it. That's how I took it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try to read something into everything, right?
Yeah. And by the way, we always say a team, a program should never make a change just for the sake of making a change at head coach. This might be one of the crazy times where this is the exception to that. You might need to make a change just for the sake of making a change for the betterment of the program.
Right.
Norvell.
Right. So I don't know who that next guy is. But listen, I'm not saying there's a ton of Kurt Cignettis out there, but they're out there. There are some great up and coming good young coaches. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. But if you could go get Matt Campbell and bring Rocco Becht with him, that would be a home run. That would be an absolute grand slam.
Do you want Campbell without Rocco?
Yes.
That would be a possibility too.
Yeah, because he knows how to develop quarterbacks. See Brock Purdy, see Rocco.
Yeah.
He knows how to develop. He knows what a good quarterback looks like, number one. Mike Norvell has no clue. And he develops them, and he coaches them up. So, 100%. Absolutely. I would take that in a heartbeat. And there's a bunch of good coaches out there. Mike has failed. And I don't think there's anything, any other. Listen, whoever they bring in, there'll be holes in the resume, I'm sure. There's no home run hires, but that's your job, Mike Alford, is to go out and find who you think is that guy that can handle the job. And the resources are as good as any in college football. There's no reason for you to be losing to Stanford, not even close. You should be beating that team by 50 points. With the resources that you have at Florida State. You should have been able in 6 years to find a quarterback, a halfway decent quarterback. You should have been able to develop some type of culture and brand, and you have not. Now, that brings us to Alex Golesh. Reports out there that he has become the top target of Oklahoma State. This is from Heartland College Sports. It says the post-Mike Gundy, Aaron Stillwater may be taking shape quickly. The leading candidate has reportedly emerged, according to Carson Cunningham of Pistols Firing. I guess that's the Bible of Oklahoma State, Pistols Firing. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma State is expected to make USF head coach Alex Golesh its top target to replace the longtime coach. With USF out of the CFP picture, I expect Oklahoma State to pull the full court press on Alex Golesh, Cunningham wrote on X. Multiple sources tell me he is Oklahoma State's top target to replace Mike Gundy. There have been reports that he has already interviewed for the job. I don't know those to be true.
Oh, wow.
Done a preliminary interview, but I don't know that to be true. For Oklahoma, the article continues. Oklahoma State, the appeal is obvious. Golesh is a young, innovative, and widely respected as a culture builder. From 2006 to 2019, he was on the Iowa State staff and watched Matt Campbell rebuild that program from the ground up. He was the running backs and tight ends coach before leaving for UCF in 2020, where he's the OC. After one season in Orlando, went to Tennessee for 2 seasons and became their OC, then took the USF job in 2023. So, and, I said this a little bit yesterday. I'll repeat it. If I'm Alex Golesh, the response to the loss to Navy by USF fans on social media would be something that I'm sure he saw and didn't like.
Yeah.
It was childish, to be honest with you. Really, really childish. And I think emblematic, and I know I'll get smashed for this, but emblematic of a fan base whose expectations have far, far outweighed their support of the program. And people may say, oh, that's just a few of the fans. I don't know about that. I saw Twitter absolutely go bananas. And I think it's, if I'm Alex Golesh, any thoughts of loyalty to this fan base went right out the window. There was no support of, hey, it's great. There was, I shouldn't say no. But I didn't see not one post that said, hey, it's okay, coach. We're having a great season. We're still building. We love you. Hang in there. Let's go get the rest of them. Get a 10-win season for the first time since 2016, I think, whatever it was. It's none of that. It was like, fire Golesh. I don't care if he leaves. He screwed us again. He screwed up the Memphis game. Blah, 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 all this. I understand the disappointment and I understand the frustration, but to make some of the claims are just really silly, really, really silly. And I don't, if he leaves, I don't think he'll ever say it, but Yeah, I think this fan base, there needs to be some leadership, maybe by Rob Higgins, to come out and say, hey, guys, we're on a build here. And it's all gas and no brakes. I get that. But there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be bumps in the road. You can't, everybody jump off the bandwagon when you hit a speed bump. You got to hold on. You got to hold on and stay together. It's otherwise the whole thing goes to shit. And I don't want to see that happen there because there's too much good stuff going on at USF right now. All right. Mike H says Virginia Tech needs help. They used to be a force 10 years ago. The town Blacksburg is an awesome area to visit. Yeah. Listen, Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, great atmosphere, great fan base, very loyal, very passionate, but it's Blacksburg. Michael Vick ain't walking through that door again. It's just not. It's really hard to recruit there.
Probably more the likes of Marcus Vick.
Yeah, exactly. And so if I'm James Franklin, if I had a choice, listen, if he had a choice between Florida State or LSU or Auburn and Virginia Tech, he would have taken it. So for those of you who are out there like, Florida State got beat by Virginia. No.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Like, that's a curious decision by someone of James Franklin's stature, resume.
I think.
Which tells me he didn't think he had a lot of opportunities.
No, I agree.
And he didn't think he was going to be up for the Florida job. He didn't think he was going to be up for the Florida State job. Maybe he wasn't up for the LSU, which he'd be a terrible fit at LSU, much like Brian Kelly was. But he knew he wasn't. Maybe his agent put out some feelers, and he got back thanks, but no thanks. And maybe Virginia Tech is the best job he thought he could get in this cycle.
I agree. Nathan Elliott said, I wanted the Bucs to trade for Quinnen Williams. Could you have imagined Vea and Williams together? That would have been a game changer for our defense. Absolutely.
Yeah, they look like Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams.
Yeah. What did you guys pay for Quinnen?
Oh, golly, I don't even remember. First and second? No, hang on. I'll find out.
It was a lot. I remember that.
But was it worth it?
Mr. King brings it down, I should say. This season is over. Why would Jason make a trade? Man, you're so negative.
All the time. 2026 second round pick and 2027 first round pick and Mozzie Smith, who they were going to cut anyway.
And Quinnen's what, 27?
Quinnen Williams is.
And how much is he making? I'm asking all these questions on the fly. I'll do some more while you do that.
27 years old.
Yeah. He's on his second contract. I think he just got paid big. Mr. King says this offense without Mike Evans is horrendous unless you play the Bills' run defense. You're not completely wrong there. You're negative, but you're not wrong.
He is in year 3 of a 4-year, $96 million deal.
4-year, 96. Wow, that's doable. Yeah.
His cap hit this year for Dallas just $8.4 million. Because again,
nothing.
because we're where we are in the season. Next year, 21.7.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Yeah, not as crazy as you thought, huh?
Well, and then you do it. You don't do it because we got Kalijah Cansey. Well, he's never available.
Mm-hmm.
Greg DeCruz said, hey, Todd, what did you tell Morrison when he blew that coverage? Stop wandering. Stop wandering. Yeah. Starting to think Morrison has a very low football IQ. That's just, in a situation, you just can't get beat in that situation. That's just terrible. The whole play is like rush 3 without a spy and just let Josh Allen just run around till he finds somebody. And then of all things, a deep ball like that, when you're playing that back quarter is yours, he's got to throw it across the field against the wind and you still can't get there. Man, that's just awful. First name greatest says passive, soft, and that pass defense needs to stop. I know. John Hill, good morning to you. Says, curious how everyone's fantasy NFL teams are doing this season. My record is 8-3 with a bad coaching decision. Cost me a game. Sat the wrong player on the bench. We all do it, John. I think this year has been a disaster for most people because all these key players that are hurt. I mean, I lost George Kittle and Joe Burrow right off the top for most of the season and lost 4 games in a row because I didn't have any of those guys available. I had a third injury too. Who was the other big injury? I forget. One of my running backs. I got absolutely demolished this year.
John Hill, make sure you are tuning into Fantasy Football Island with our friends Tito and Rank right here on FanStream Sports every week because they'll steer you in the right direction. Those guys know their job.
They do. They really do. It's good stuff. What does Richie say? Richie says, good deals to be had. I got my finger on the trigger. I took everything to hold off. I'm going to hold off till 2026. What does that mean? I missed that. Sorry. I would have liked Williams on this team. He says, whoever said that earlier is right. We should have made a run at him. Yeah.
Maybe you did, but you didn't want to give up what Dallas did. That's what we don't know. Maybe Jason offered 2 second-rounders, and Jerry came in with a first-rounder and a second-rounder. I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah. What else we got?
Man, he would look good on that line, wouldn't he?
Oh, he would. Yes, with Vita Vea. Yeah, and it's not just stopping the run because we're pretty good at stopping the run. It's getting to the passer. We just can't. I mean, Josh Allen, I don't think he got hit. I think he got hit one time, and it was a roughing the passer call because Logan tackled him. He tackled him. Boy, some of the roughing the passer calls this past week. Whoo, holy horrendous. Nathan
By the way,
Elliott
Sean Tucker made an appearance on that Good Morning Barstool this morning. I don't know if you saw that or not.
No, I did not.
Yeah, they had Sean Tucker on for one of their segments interviewing him.
He's not much of a talker, the Tucker.
He's not, but they were doing a good job. Big Cat was doing a good job pulling teeth to get, comments and stuff out of him. And it was a good interview. I'm sure there'll be clips of it on X. So you guys go find that. It was good. And maybe we'll play some of the audio tomorrow if I can find it.
Okay, cool. Nathan Elliott says, thank you, JP. Coach McGahee has a resume filled with a terrible coaching history. He keeps getting jobs, but his product always looks bad. Yeah, it's the retread coaching thing. All these guys are friends, and they've coached with each other, and they've given each other jobs, and blah, 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 blah. A lot of that going on in the league, and I don't get it. I mean,
well, a lot of it has to do with you did me a favor 10 years ago by hiring me as your, offensive line coach. Now I'm a head coach and you're looking for work. I'm going to repay the favor and make you my offensive line coach or whatever. It's a lot of it's that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
almost cost Mike McCarthy his head coaching job a year into his regime back in 2020, because if you'll remember, when he got hired as the Cowboys head coach, he brought in Mike Nolan as his defensive coordinator who hadn't coached in a couple of years. And it was a historically bad defense. And Mike Nolan barely lasted the season. And it almost cost Mike McCarthy his job as well. Yeah. So that doesn't always pay off.
Well, and it's clear that this guy's can't get it done. And, midseason firings I get, but at this point, it's like a Norvell situation. What good is keeping him? What good is keeping him?
Are midseason firings the same for a coordinator as it is for a head coach? I don't think it is. I think it is much more easily recoverable.
I do too. And when it's this bad, when it's cost you at least 2 games. I mean,
I wouldn't hesitate as an owner to make a coordinator change.
I would,
or reassign him. You know what? If you don't want to fire him, reassign him and let somebody else call plays and whatever. I don't see that. It's not the same thing to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt Eberflus should have been fired here in Dallas 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. Bucs Baby says, JP, it's not about proving you wrong. It's about who gives a shit about the division. It's the playoffs, JP. Is this team one and done again? Yes, they are. Well, how do you know that, Bucs Basement?
How do you know that?
What if we get a matchup with the Bears at home? We got no shot of there? We got no shot against the Bears?
What if Baker gets hot again before the end of the season, which he will?
Yeah, listen, do I feel like the Bucs are going to make a run in the playoffs? I was very upbeat because it had looked that like Todd Bowles had changed his ways in terms of managing games and was going to lean on his offense. And now suddenly that flipped. But again, we weren't planning on winning at Buffalo anyway. You know, and will they go deep into the playoff? What are the matchups? Tell me what the matchups are. I don't know. Tell me how helpful we are at the end of the season. Yeah. I mean, I look at this schedule and I say, yeah, we could really get it going and get confident going into the playoffs. Could. I'm looking ahead. Possibility. Now, this defense has looked like ass certain games, especially against good teams, and then they've recovered against the bad teams. So that's all we're asking it to do, and then get to the playoffs and try to steal a couple wins. Oh, nobody's sitting here saying we're a lock for the Super Bowl. It's not what we're saying. It's like I'm saying is you got a fighting chance. Those of you who are like, season's over, you know, I mean, that's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. And if you mean, oh, well, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. Only one team wins the Super Bowl. That's an easy prediction. Do I think the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl? No. Do they have a chance? Yes. They're leading their division. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be that crazy. First name greatest said Todd Bowles' pass defense has been sad for 7 years. When is the media going to hammer this on why he can't fix this? Listen, I don't think there's been anybody tougher on Todd Bowles in the media here than myself over the last few years. But I've also given him credit where it's due. But no, I mean, I said this the other day. Do I think he's a Super Bowl coach? I thought that he had changed many of his ways earlier in the year, and now some of this stuff is coming back to bite us. So you know what? I my heart of hearts says, will Todd Bowles win a Super Bowl as a head coach? No. I don't. If I was going to bet, I'd say no.
But you can be hopeful.
Yeah, I can be hopeful. Yeah. What else we got here? Trying to get some others in. Paris, have not seen you in here. Welcome. So we've been so spoiled as Bucs fans since Bruce and Brady, which is good because it means we're winning. But my old ass remembers the dark decades, so I'm thankful for the run since 2020. Thank you, Paris, for a little bit of perspective there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when expectations, and look, when I say this team had a chance to win the Super Bowl going into the year, yeah, they did. With Mike, with a healthy Godwin, with a healthy Bucky, yeah, all that. We haven't had that. You cut the heart out of a team, you know, predictions change. But I still believe those guys are coming back at some point. So we're just trying to be, you know. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, finish this up, and any other thoughts that you might have. I want to get a little bit into the Lightning. They're taking on the Devils tonight. We may have a Resist Estrada sighting as well, so we may get into a little raise here at the end of the show. So stay with us. We're brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. If you're looking for a great Italian meal, traditional Italian, not this new frou-frou stuff, go to Cafe Paradiso where you can get a really good lasagna and a good chicken marsala and a great veal parmesan, all of that stuff, all your favorites done the old-fashioned way. Hearty, wonderful, great tasting, great atmosphere. It's just the best of the best. It's what going out to dinner used to be all about. Great service, great food, great value at Cafe Paradiso. So go see them. Go on Open Table, get a reservation, see all the great 5-star reviews, and see that they are number 3 on Open Table, according to local reviews. Cafe Paradiso. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. We haven't talked about them yet today. Official sports bar and grill of the great JP Peterson Show and the great Bucs brunch that they do for those early games. Really fun. Anytime you want to watch sports, it's the place to go, especially in South Tampa, just north of 275, just south of the stadiums. The best food. It's not just sports bar food, folks. It is very they go to great lengths to make everything fresh. No freezers there except for their ice cream. Everything is made fresh. The hamburger patties, the smash patties are made fresh. The prime rib, they cook each and every week 3 or 4 times. They cook it up slow roasted to make the prime rib sandwiches and the prime rib tacos and the prime rib dinners for the weekends. It's really well crafted, and the bar specials are fantastic as well. RivetersTampa.com is where you can go to see some of the pictures of all the great food, but better yet, just go in and tell them JP sent you. Happy hour is awesome. 3 to 7 each and every day. All right. I want to get back to some of the comments here, Timmy.
Sure.
Anything else you wanted to get to today, my friend?
You want some fun with real video real quick, JP?
Yes, I do. I see you have some video loaded.
Are you aware of the Draymond Green incident from yesterday? Maybe it was the night before.
Yes. Evidently, a fan had a few things to say to Mr. Thin Skin, right?
So this is where we are in society now, where I guess professional athletes that are worth millions of dollars can't take any criticism. And by the way, I get it that a lot of fans, most fans, probably go over the top with their heckling. I don't think this was the situation here.
Okay.
And Draymond Green got all butthurt about it. So for those of you that don't know, Draymond Green confronted a fan the other night while they were playing down in New Orleans. As the fan was yelling at him from obviously off the court from the stands, calling him Angel Reese.
I love that.
I mean, I kind of do too, right?
Because he was missing easy shots, right?
Yeah. Missing easy shots. He was not having a good shooting night. And so Draymond Green, after leaving the free throw line, walks, and it was a good 15 feet off the court where this fan was, decides to go confront this fan. Here's the I don't know if we can hear much of it, but I basically have the comments from the fan because the fan was interviewed by AP, by the Associated Press. So we have quotes from the fan here. But
crosses path, and you kind of open up. And now look at wait a minute. Let's get Draymond. Draymond's talking to a fan over there.
He must have said something.
He crossed the line with something he said.
He didn't cross the line.
That guy's not small, by the way. He's taller than Draymond.
Lengthy conversation with him. You get Yusuf over there. Big John is eyeing the guys. You got Pelican security.
Dude.
This guy's in the front row.
He was smiling.
So anyway, what it boiled down to is that the fan didn't get ejected. He got a warning.
Good.
But the conversation apparently went, as Draymond Green told it, I guess, on a podcast yesterday. He said, quote, "It was a good joke at first, but you can't keep calling me a woman. I've got 4 kids and 1 on the way. Can't keep calling me a woman." He got quiet, though, so it was fine. So yeah,
you can, by the way.
The fan's name was Sam Green. I don't know if they were related, sharing a last name. He was interviewed by the AP. He said, quote, "I wasn't using profanity, and for him to walk 12 feet off the court to come and get in my face like that, it was a little unnerving," end quote. Sam Green told the Associated Press, but he didn't look like he was intimidated at all.
No,
man.
he didn't back down at all. Boy,
But
I
I kind of love this. Look, I've got a love-hate with Draymond Green. I think he takes himself a little podcast, and for a fan to, I think, respectfully heckle a player, it's unusual, right? That you get this, where he's not over the top. He's not using profanity. He's not talking about your mom, or your kids or something like that. He's just saying, dude, you can't shoot. And by the way, you could take that as a compliment if you're Draymond Green, because Angel Reese is a pretty good rebounder.
Yeah, she's a really good rebounder.
So there you go.
Especially her own misses. Yeah.
Yeah. All her own misses.
Yeah. So you get those numbers up. That's how
So
Bill
there
Russell
you go.
Yeah.
Draymond Green getting heckled. I thought that was great.
That was fun. Thank you for bringing that to the table. And by the way, if you got rabbit ears like that, and all those people sitting around the court side, it's going to get you pretty damn distracted. Yeah, most pro athletes can tune that shit out and should. I mean, you don't need to be getting into it.
Back in the 90s when I was attending a ton of Mavericks games at the old Reunion Arena, I don't know that players could hear me because I was sitting in the $5 nosebleed seats at Reunion Arena.
No, they couldn't.
Me and a couple of friends would start getting some chants going that I know they heard. And, it had to do with who were some of the players? We used to heckle Kevin Garnett quite a bit because he was super young, just out of high school,
Yeah.
But, it was just fun, and it was always respectful. We never cussed or anything like that. I think heckling for some fans has gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, have fun
You
with
can
it.
do
And
it
the
respectfully, and you also have to be respectful of the fans around you. Don't do, nonstop heckling is bad.
Exactly. But the players also have been trained in their brains to not react well to it. So I'm glad we had a fun interaction and nobody got thrown out or anything like that.
Exactly. David Moser says, to me, with them slacking off like that shows that they're not scared of any repercussions, talking about the Bucs defenders. Mm-hmm. And that makes me question how much control Todd really has on his team. I think they want to play hard for him, but the constant mistakes, I think more has to do more with the defense is very complicated. I know that. So for young players, But that mistake that Morrison made was just, that
wasn't a schematic mistake. That was
that's low IQ football. You got to be more aware. That's on the player. You got to make the play. No question about it. David Moser also said we need that dog on defense like JPP was for us when he left. So did the dog in our defense. Yeah, absolutely. We go to some of the latest and greatest they've just.
By the way, you think y'all had an opportunity to go get Devin White from the Raiders at the trade deadline?
Yeah, I don't think anybody wanted that one.
Dude, he is the freaking beast of that defense right there on the second level behind Crosby.
He's making a lot of tackles, but again,
good game last night.
Yeah. First name greatest said it's fun to see Wemby punking Draymond.
Dude, yeah, so funny.
Wemby's out for a little while. Yeah, Chase. Did you hear about Jamar Chase getting suspended for spitting on somebody? What the hell's going on there?
Spitgate 2.0.
How much did Jamar Chase 1 game suspension cost him? 152 or 1/17 of his annual salary. It's one game check.
Yeah, it's a game.
1/17. It's significant. Really significant. That's a lot. That's a very expensive spit, my friend.
Yeah, players don't get paid year round. They only get paid during the season.
Yeah. Lene Day says, I don't think Baker will play on Sunday. Why do you say that?
Cite your source, Lene, or why?
I think he's getting better from a health standpoint. Anyway. Michael LaRue says Sorelli is expected to play tonight. James is in the lineup and Crozier is out. Yep, that's a good game tonight. Lightning and the Jersey Devils, who are the best team in the East right now. 27 points, 13-4, I think I saw. Yeah, they've been really, really good, and they're fast. It'd be a great test for the Lightning tonight. They're getting guys back. I don't know if Heddy and McDonough are going to be back tonight, but that was a deflating loss on Sunday. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, but for me, 7 regulars out. You went and beat the Panthers on Saturday. You had a back-to-back. That was an emotional win. You come home, you dominate the first period. Second period, not so much. And then third period, completely lost their legs. No coverage in front of the net. I think they just got lazy and lost their legs. But they'll be – so tonight, they practiced yesterday. I'm sure Cooper got his message across that he was sending in the post-game conference anyway on Sunday night, which is, Vancouver never stopped playing, and you guys did. You had a 2-goal lead, and you thought it was enough, and you kind of stopped playing. But I'm going to blame it on the back-to-back and all the guys being out, and we'll see what they got tonight because should be a really good matchup against the Devils tonight. 7 o'clock puck drop tonight.
Where's that?
Right.
That's in New Jersey?
It's in Tampa tonight.
It's at home? Okay.
Yeah, we are at home.
You're working.
Tonight.
Yeah, you're working.
Yeah, I got work to do. I added this camera and it went away, so I'm going to re-add the camera because bring in my man Orestes Estrada joins us now as we prepare for the Big O show coming up 12:30 to 1:30. How are you, partner?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing
Pointing
good,
at
good. I'm on.
The volume.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations on a great win.
Man, we worked really hard at it, and me and the coaching staff spent hours this week trying to put together a game plan.
I'm not talking about you actually playing, but I'm talking about you, setting up the defense.
Well, he had the
setting up the
half
offense.
game plan. He sent the game plan in at halftime.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He did.
Those halftime adjustments.
That's not an MVP candidate this year.
I think he was early. He's had some misfires in recent weeks that may have taken him off the list, but he is having a career year at 32 years old.
He's got 21 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on pace for.
And they got a defense now.
I mean, they got a defense. I mean, if they slip into the playoffs, which they have a strong chance,
What are they, 4-5?
4-5-1 now.
4-5-1, and what kind of schedule they got going down the stretch?
Last stretch.
I mean, you still got to play. Still got to play Philly on.
Well, no, he's got to do some magic stuff, but I'm saying he's putting up some stats. So.
Oh yeah, that offense.
Oh no, Dak. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Dak's having a great year, especially even by Dak standards, which are usually pretty high. But you've got Philly coming up this week at home. So that'll be a tough test. And then you've got Kansas City on Thanksgiving. I'll be at that game.
They're
at AT&T Stadium. Then you've got Detroit. And look, here's their schedule. Detroit, Minnesota, Chargers, Commandos, and Giants to finish the season.
Yeah, that's a tough. Well, the last two are winnable, but
Yeah.
That's a tough next 3 games.
I don't know what the hell's going on with the Chargers. That's a bizarre team right now.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked horrible.
So what's up, partner? How are you?
Good, man. I'm good. Looking forward to the show. We're gonna have a good friend of mine, William Brooks, gonna come on and visit with us. I've got all my Japan stuff on today.
You do. Your Seibu Lions. That's nice.
This is retro back in the day when I played in the 90s, and we'll talk a little bit about the posting system and all the things going on with Japan. They got 3 big players that are, right on the.
I'll say this, Big O. I would love at some point on your show for you to do a segment on the differences between playing in the States and MLB and playing.
That's what this show is going to be.
We'll touch a little bit on that. I think there is major differences on, in that. And a lot of them tend to be on the believe it or not, the fundamentals of the game and the unity, as far as team concept compared to
and culture and stuff. Yeah.
Because that's the way they pretty much live, So it's translated into not 1, not 2, but 3, WBC titles. So
how about that?
Yeah,
he just pulled a LeBron right there.
Well, yeah, not 1,
Japanese.
not 2, not 3.
Yeah, but you actually did it. That's the difference.
So they're legit. So when you talk fundamentals and team unity, that usually wins championships in any sport.
I will admit,
look at the Dodgers.
I will admit, Big O, that my knowledge of Japanese baseball and the Japanese Baseball League is limited to what I learned by watching Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck a number of years ago.
Yeah, you need a little more than that.
But I love it, man. When I can watch it, I love it.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
And there's no doubt that parts of it were legit. Parts of a lot of it was dated. So in order for them to make it more Hollywood, they kind of were using 70s kind of methodology to baseball over there. By 92, when that came out, it was already a lot more advanced. But parts of it were, it's still the way that they run things.
So we're gonna talk about, since Japan is producing so many good players and a lot more on the way, especially we know the Rays new owners love the show and they watch the show. So we're gonna maybe say, hey, let's delve into this Japanese, not only the players great, but there's a business side of it that we're really going to get into.
Yeah. And William will be good on that because he's a sports marketing guy over there. And
so he knows how all this works. Teams generate revenue by signing Japanese players.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think the Rays should definitely be involved in.
I think so. I think that there's a lot of, other revenuing that can be had. And also just promote an individual team in Japan a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's only 4 or 5 teams that are really getting the juice out of it. And MLB would love that, that more teams are ingratiating, that culture, so to speak, by presenting themselves over there.
And Eric Neanders made some comments at the GM's meeting about what their plans are for the offseason in terms of catchers and remaking the outfield. We've talked about, if they do trade Belau, that Chandler Simpson could get out of the outfield and come play second base where that's his natural position. I don't think that's a horrible idea.
I don't think it is.
But you got to find and that's only if you can find a replacement for those 31 home runs in the out. Just brings a lot of flexibility, I think, for Neander and puts guys more in their natural place. So we're going to get into a lot of that stuff. And you've got a player coming over from the Seibu Lions. Is a game changer.
Yeah. Tetsuya Imai, a buddy of mine, and I got a chance to see him firsthand all of last season when I was over there as a special advisor to the Lions. And this guy's legit. The Yankees are real high on him. And so are the Mets. So it's looking like a New York bias going on for Imai. And by the way, his agent, Scott Boras. Okamoto, we'll talk about from the Giants. Also Scott Boras. So, the teams that are going to go after those 2 guys are going to be, big money teams because it's got Scott. And then you got Murakami is the other guy that's being talked about mostly.
Yeah. So lots to get to in the Big O Show coming up 12:30 to 1:30. Thank you guys for chiming in. All the great comments. Sorry we didn't get to every one of them, but James, you're not banned. We got a couple of yours in, so chill
you banned
out.
Somebody? Did you?
No.
Okay.
Not today.
He says, I'm not. I'll prove it. He says, I'm not going to accept losing Sunday. If this team has any character, they will win Sunday. If not, what are we doing? No, it's at the Rams. So, listen, of course they could go win. I'm right. Go beat them.
Shoot, yeah.
They beat Seattle on the road. Why can't you beat the Rams, right? All right. Have a great day, everybody. We will be coming at you 12:30 to 1:30 live on the Big O Show, and we'll see you tomorrow on the JP Peterson Show. You know where and you know when. See you then.